Hey guys, here, Jerry here, aka Sergeant Siage here, back again here with another video. And I know it's been a little bit. What ended up happening here is I had a few weeks here where I was not feeling so hot, and it's a weird time here to like get sick and stuff. But man, it was bad, and it kind of lingered for a little bit here. I had a fever and I don't know, like a summer style cold almost here for about a week and a half here, and then after that started having migraine issues here again. So I haven't had serious migraine issues in quite some time here, probably a good decade or so here, where they've been like super serious, like these ones were here. But I had a few days stretch here where it was kind of like every other day was just really bad migraines, and now it seems to be finally like leveling out to the point that I feel comfortable enough here to start making videos again. And there's some things that I want to do and go over here, because now that we're into August, I want to start getting ready for fall and stuff like that here, because we're about a month and a half away from fall, officially starting and getting into those types of fragrances. I'm still going to be doing here there's some freshies here I want to squeeze in here, but for the most part, we're going to start moving into that fall time stuff here and start prepping for that here. So what are we talking about today? Well, if you saw the thumbnail here, obviously you already know we're talking about Khadlaj's Shiaka Shadow. Now, they just had another release here for Island Dreams. That's supposed to be a Symphony style dupe. I think Symphony is overpriced, so I am happy that houses are beginning to dupe Symphony, but I think we're late enough here in the year, and I'm actually not the biggest Symphony fan. I think it leans a little more on the femme side of things. I'm more of a fan of like the Bulgari Tiger style DNA, because I think it's a little bit more masculine in that sense here. But that's besides the fact here. What are my thoughts on Shiaka Shadow here? I've had it now for as the recording of this video, it's the 9th of August, and I think I received this on July 15th. So I've had it for, a good period of time here, going on 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks here so far right now. I've gotten a few wearings here. The only thing that I will say about this here is my batch is from July of 2025, which means it came pretty much right off the line, and probably, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, it was at my doorstep. So it has not had a whole lot of time to sit and macerate a little bit and kind of mature out and level out. But overall, I have never smelt, Bad Boy Cobalt, so I can't say, if this is a one-to-one of that. But what I can tell you with this here is you do get the grapefruit, the lavender, and that pink pepper here on the top of this is pretty nice. It's pretty fresh, and it reminded me of something here that I couldn't just keen in on it here. I've heard some people say that Bad Boy Cobalt reminds them of like Dior Sauvage with like an added plum note and a little bit sweeter, a little bit more sweeter and fruitier than Dior Sauvage. I can see where people are getting that here, but to me, that's not what this was like sort of honing in on. What this was actually honing in on was a fragrance here that I was really excited for this summer. And sadly, I've only given it a few wearings here. I actually just wore this the other day, and it's one that I think is really better. I think it's actually better than the original, is Armoff's Odyssey Aqua or Invictus Platinum. That's what it really reminds me of, especially in the first, I would say like 10 minutes or so. That's what this really reminds me of here. A little bit more, I don't want to say spicier, but a little bit, you could say spicy because of the pepper, the pink pepper that's in here. A little bit more spicier, definitely more aromatic here, where this, you're going to get more of the grapefruit. This is definitely more aromatic here with that lavender up top here and stuff like that. But overall, I think this is a really good scent here. I don't think this is something here that I would consider to be would I go out and pre-order it again. we'll get into that here in a little bit here. But longevity-wise for this, I have been getting right around 8 hours. 7-hour mark here, it's really starting to like tone down here at the 7-hour mark. I haven't really, and it's a skin scent by 8 here. I haven't gotten really anything more than that here, but I think that's unfair to it because, like I said, it hasn't had the time to macerate. Now, once you start getting into the mids and past that 10-minute mark, when you start comparing it to this, that's where they start going their separate ways here, because this definitely gets woodier and a little bit sweeter with that truffle note and the woods in the base here, because Platinum has no woods in the base here of it. So you kind of see where I'm going to go with this. This is a little bit more, I don't want to say darker, but it has a little bit more depth to the smell of it, because it is supposed to be a blue-styled fragrance, something that you can wear all year round pretty much here. So am I happy that Khadlaj came out with this release? Yeah, because it's something that hasn't been done. Is Bad Boy Cobalt like super expensive that you like can't go out and get like a tester for, I don't know, like 70, 75 bucks? Probably not here, but does this make the original a little bit redundant? I have no idea, because I've never smelled it before. So I know some people say you only get like 6 hours longevity with the original, but I can't, personally sit here and tell you that here, because with my experience of this, I'm getting like 7 hours-ish here in that realm of longevity, and 2 hours, probably about 2 hours of projection. This definitely, especially the last 2 times that I wore this on skin, the first 2 hours was like, it was pumping off my skin. So yeah, I would say that this definitely pops a little bit here. I would not wear this though in the extreme high heat here. Now we've actually had some like a cool front come in here, especially for the beginning of August, where our nights are like dipping into the 50s and stuff. So it's been a little bit weird, but it is supposed to heat up here in a few days and get back into the dog days of summer here. But yeah, anyway, I think this is a good, solid release by Khadlaj, personally, based off like a first impressions and the times that I've been able to wear it. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 here. I don't think this really falls into the tier 1-esque of releases by Middle Eastern brands here. But I also don't think they were really trying to go for that here. I mean, they're going for a designer that its hype was pretty much gone, and they wanted something with like the Shiaka line usually does. It's a little bit more mass appealing and stuff like that. Shiaka Red, Shiaka Blue, and now you have Shiaka Shadow for the men here in the fragrance community, and I think all of them are pretty mass appealing, scents overall. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I would not probably put it in like the top 10 of releases of Middle Eastern brands this year. I'd probably put it in like the upper tier 2 of Middle Eastern brands. So I'd probably put it somewhere in the 11 to 15 range, and based on of like ranking releases for Middle Eastern brands this year. And yeah, that's what I'm going to stick with here. Solid performer, solid role player for a collection, but we'll get into what I was talking about earlier now to wrap up this video, is would I pre-order this again? The answer is no. I pre-ordered this from Beauty House for 40 bucks, and can't really complain about it here. I mean, it shipped in a reasonable amount of time here that they said that it was going to ship by, and I got it in here, so I can't complain about that. But I just would not pay $40 for this fragrance again, because the other Shiakas you can go and find for $20, $25. So personally, I would wait a few months if you want to get something like this, and you're going to probably be able to find it for $30, $35. As a matter of fact, as of the making of this video, I'm pretty sure it's like $35 on Joma Shop right now. So right there, you have it, and it's barely been I think it's barely been a month since I pre-ordered this. So yeah, I would personally just wait for it to drop to 30, maybe a little less than $35 here, and then go pick this up. I think it's a lot better buy at that rate than at the $40 mark here. But that's going to wrap it up for the video. I have a few other things here coming out after this video to kind of try to catch up with content creation here, because I think I missed like 3 weeks here. So I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. Peace.